Good evening, fellow traders. Hope you are all doing well. Based on the interactions I had with many of you after the last videos, uh, I've realized, that there is a lot of confusion at the very basic level of understanding market dynamics. We have been just following some books or some resources, but there is no structured way of understanding, and there is no structured way to approach the markets. Uh, One reason could be that every person has a different way, and every way seems to work in some way or the other. So, I decided that let me just try to explain how I approach the market in some few series of videos. And I also understand that you may not agree with me to some of it or to most of it, but then at least once we get talking, it will be a healthy discussion. Right. So as I told in the Telegram channel also that I just wanted to discuss something about trend and trend lines, right? How we see the trends and what actually is a trend, because many a times there is a confusion whether a trend is broken or not, right? So let's start. First things first, there is some disclaimer which I always whenever I'm discussing stock market with anyone. Again, I don't claim to be an expert, but this goes without saying that trading is inherently risky, and you have to assume the complete and full responsibility for the outcomes of all your trading decisions. That may just not be limited to loss of capital, but it's sometimes loss of self-respect also. So we at MBOT, we never advise. You must have seen that we never advise or we give calls or suggest to buy or sell any of the financial instruments. It has to be totally your decision based on your understanding, right? So with that in mind, let's just start with the topic which I have selected. What is a trend? Now, many of you, let's come to this paint paint, and then let's see what do you understand by a trend. Like many, if I talk to many people, they would say that uh, this is a trend, right? This is going up, and this is a trend line, right? Broadly categorized, we can say that trends are three. There is a uptrend, and there is a downtrend, and then there is a no trend or sideways, right? Now this is what normal technical analysis books also teaches, or whatever I am also about to say is maybe I have not invented anything, right? I have also maybe listened to somebody or maybe read some books, so I have collated this information. So uh, I will tell you what is the problem with this understanding, right? See, if I tell you that this is an uptrend, right, and what you do is 3 points or more touching is a confirmed trend. Now let's suppose this trend is broken here, right, and it goes like this and something like this. So will you say this trend is broken? I think most of you would say see the uptrend is broken, but here's a problem with this understanding. Let's suppose this happens, right? So after an uptrend for some time it was sideways, and then there is a breakout. So many market experts and many gurus will tell you, oh, the trend line has shifted like this, right? So now if you have taken a short trade here, you're on a wrong side of the direction of the market, right? There is the market participants don't agree with you. So this is the problem with drawing any trend line like this, and this can go on like this, right? This can keep on going like. So technically, uh, this can like this sloping or this sloping or even this sloping. Anything above 0 degree slope is an uptrend, So there should not be any confusion regarding what uptrend or downtrend is. This is still an uptrend. Only thing is, it is not a very strong uptrend, right? It is not a very strong uptrend. And if there is some trend like this, which I always, in the last video also I have told you, like it is more than 45 degree, then it is a maybe a strong uptrend, but it is not a healthy uptrend. It is not a healthy uptrend. It is a strong uptrend, agreed, but how long will this uptrend sustain? So that is also one question. So based on this, this is, I hope you all will agree with whatever I have just now told you, and most of us have this understanding. So let me just give you another another side of how the trends should be taken. We should really be talking about what exactly is a trend. Like when I say it is an uptrend, what is happening? What is happening is actually the net price movement is on the upside. Will you not agree with me? The net price movement, because prices never move in just one direction. They will just go up, maybe, then a little back, and then this again start moving up, right? So this is what the price movement is. And if you want to like in language terms, if you want to identify what is a uptrend, it is simply higher high and higher low, right? So here if you see, this is a higher high, this is a higher low, then we have another higher high, and then a higher low, again a higher high and a higher low. So this is a uptrend, right? Similarly, if you want to understand what is a downtrend, it will be a lower high and a lower low. So it is a very clearly defined, something like this, right? This is a lower low, lower high as compared to this. So we are comparing two highs, right? We are comparing two highs. So this is a lower high, lower low, again a lower low as compared to this low, right? This is a pivot low. So same here. So when we are saying higher high, we are comparing the peaks, and higher low, we are comparing the troughs, right? So now then, what will be a sideways trend? Sideways trend will be something like this, where there is no set pattern. Sometimes a lower high, sometimes a lower low. So we are not having net. The net effect is, we are not, the prices are not moving anywhere, either up or down. So this is a sideways, or a you can say no trend, flat trend, or a suspended trend. So this was at one point of time some maybe an uptrend, and now it has become a suspended trend, right? Also, like the trends, if you want to understand where the prices are going, so you will see that in this definition, when I say higher high and a higher low, so the net effect would be that EMA, the mean EMA for this, the mean EMA you can take as like 21 or maybe 20, whatever EMA suits you. So I personally use EMA 50 as a support. So that is a different issue, but whatever EMA suits you, medium term EMA 2021, you will find it will be sloping up for an uptrend, down for a downtrend, and it will be something like this, flat, right? So this will be the case, right? Now I just let me show you what I have just told you on a chart. So this is our bank Nifty chart, right? Many of us are normally trading bank Nifty. So if you see clearly here, so I am not discussing anything behind this. So maybe there is some other story going on. We are not discussing that. We are only discussing this part, right? So let me just take a screenshot of it, right? Screenshot, something like this. I'm only discussing this part, like this, okay? And let me just zoom in. So what we see here, if you see from here, we have a higher high. You can say this was some level, it was broken, or maybe this is a starting point. So this is the first high, right? Then we have a low, this low. So this low is higher than this low. At this point we have just a movement, momentum, impulse, and a retrace. And then what will be the other high? Will it be a high? No, because this high has never crossed this high, right? Even if it is a local high, but it is not our area of interest. So next high we have to take is this, right? And then this. So this is a higher high, higher low, again a higher high. At this point you are sure that we are in an uptrend. So the first pullback or any setup which is a trending setup you can consider, because now the uptrend is confirmed, right? So this is an uptrend. Similarly, we can see a downtrend. Let me show you one more example. These examples which I'm showing you right now, they are not random. Okay, I had selected them before recording this thing. So now if you see this this Reliance chart on the hourly, let me take a screenshot of this also, so it is easy to understand. Right, so now there was some consolidation, right? We break it, come back, go up. So higher high, higher low, we come back, higher high, higher low. Now one thing, additional point which I would like to point out here is, if you see, we started with this slope, right? And then we shifted gears to this slope. What does it mean? This means that we have entered in a very strong trend, and this is Reliance. Okay, and today's data is not updated in this Reliance chart. So again, you can say, in the hindsight it all appears very rosy, that today, because Reliance was up 3.5% something, and it has broken a very long-term range, right? 2300, 2340. So now if you see, day before yesterday, this orange line is what I use personally, is the 14 EMA. So you can use any intermediate EMAs, 13, 14, 15. The idea of EMA won't change, right? And this dotted line is 50 EMA. So they are just there on my price charts, and if you see, I have nothing else. It's just the prices and the volumes. But this, I have seen that this intermediate term EMS, 14 EMA, 15, 13, same, they help you identify strong trends. So if the prices are bouncing from these EMS, so it signifies a very strong trend, right? This today, if you see now, this has blasted, but it is very late in the trend. We would normally want to, whenever this is breaking out on consolidation and the first pullback, this is the ideal setup. So actually I'm not getting into setups, that is, I really would want you to experience yourself, right? So this is one example where there is a strong setup, strong trend, I'm sorry, and with the higher highs and higher lows you can identify, right? So I hope a little bit of it is clear. Okay, and one more thing now, and that is a thing to ponder upon, right? So let's suppose this is a trend, okay, and we are saying higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Okay, now the next high is not able to reach this high, and we stay here. On the earlier example, what would you say is, if I go like this, that this trend line is broken. so we need to look for a short setup. But actually the trend will cease to exist. The trend would be over once we break the low of this trend, so higher low, right? If you're not breaking, like in the previous bank nifty example I've shown you, if the low is not breaking, so what it could be, we are just, the prices are taking a rest, right? And then we can break out, and this can be as long as it wants, the consolidation, right? So if at this level you see some weakness, and yeah, then again we prices reach here and you see some weakness and you see a short setup, you should be clear in your mind that the main uptrend is not over yet. The main uptrend is not over yet, right? On the contrary, right, if let's suppose we are moving up, right? Okay, this is interesting. And now if you are moving up, and while moving up, this is the last lower higher low, this is the last higher low, we do something like this, right? And then we come back, we make a higher low, right? And then we do something like this and we break this. Now you tell me, have we, the trend is over? Have we have we just closed the uptrend? The trend is over? In my opinion, this does not mean the trend is over, right? Because the higher high needs to be a significant higher high. The price movement should be visible to you, right? Clearly you should see a higher high, then only you will consider the next higher low as your controlling higher low. Otherwise the higher low which is still in control is this one. So till the time this higher low is broken, because this was a fake break, right? Till the time this higher low was broken, we are still in an uptrend. And I've seen many a times this is the kind of confusion which results in a losing positions. So I hope I am making some sense here. What you have to see is what is the significant last higher high, what was the significant last higher low, right? And then whether we have broken it or not. Now one more thing, if I tell you that and this is an added point to this, that we are here higher high, maybe lower high as compared to this, we have not broken this. So is it a valid uptrend? It again depends on your higher time frames. If you are in an uptrend in a higher time frame, you can take it as a consolidation. So it is a suspended uptrend. It is not a downtrend. The uptrend is not over yet. It is a suspended uptrend, and this suspended uptrend can resume anytime. So the direction, since we we all know that the market moves in the direction of least resistance. So the least resistance is still up, because we have a trending move from the last right side of the chart. So all these things, if you consider, it will really help you in your trading, right? So now I hope this much is clear. So if you guys have any other opinion, you please share with me, right? There is one more thing, and if you understand what I am just about to elaborate, then you understand the whole trading game, right? The point which I want to say is that markets, they are fractal in nature. I hope many of you understand this term, right? And for those who do not understand this term, this means there is, like, if I tell you there is a monthly trend, right? There is a monthly trend. All prices are on a monthly chart. Within that, there is a weekly trend, right? There is a weekly trend. Same for, let me take blue for the uptrend. So on a monthly basis, we are having a net upward movement. But if you see a weekly basis, here we are in a downtrend, right? Here we are in a downtrend. So this is what it is the meaning of the fractal nature of the markets, right? Because there are trends going on. Like in an ocean, you see there are waves, there are tides, some against each other in a short basis, and overall there is a big wave moving in one direction, something like that, you know. And again, it is not my creation, I have read it somewhere. So the markets are fractal in nature. So if you see, if you are trading a monthly chart, deliberately I'm starting with a long-term chart, right? So if I am trading a monthly chart uptrend, so on a weekly chart there will be times when we are in a downtrend on a weekly chart. So what is my trading entry? When this weekly chart downtrend ends, right? So that is my entry. Once I'm sure this downtrend ends, and there are like three ways in which a trend ends. So I will not cover that right now, because let us just absorb this much, right? uh, so uh, our entry would be to wait for the weekly trend downtrend to end, so that we are sure that the main trend which was up has also resumed. So we are going with the tide, we are not going against the tide, right? Another thing, if at somewhere at this point, or maybe at this point, if I want to go long, right, the market starts going against me, where do you exit? And this is how you plan your trades. Where do you exit? What will happen is, maybe at this, taking some loss, you have exited, right? Exit. The market goes a little lower and you're like, okay, it was a good decision that, you know, I exited at a right moment. But then the downtrend is over and the market resumes in your original direction. Your trade direction was correct, but your entry was not correct. That is why you have to wait for the downtrend to, you know, finish. And if you just to give you a thought, and I'll have one more video about this, how you can relate all this price action with your different patterns. Is this not, this part, is this not your flat pattern? So everything, all of this is logical, you know, all of this is logical. And again, when we saying fractal pattern, fractal nature of the markets, consider this downtrend. If this is a weekly downtrend, there are times on a daily chart we are in a uptrend, right? And we are in a downtrend. So this is what it means, like going with the flow or with direction. If I tell you that I am long in the market, right, based on this chart, and if somebody tells no, I am short in the market, it is not necessary that he is wrong. No, maybe he's playing this wave, down wave. Of course he's going against the direction and there needs to be some solid reason why he's doing that, but then he's not wrong. So I should not be, you know, proud of myself, you know, that he's an idiot, he's going against the market and all. His trading time frame is somewhat different, and time frames also, you know, in the last video also I told you that, you know, time frames are nothing but the maps on the distorted price movements, because they're very random in nature. So they're just the maps to that help us identify the structure, right? What our main aim is to understand the structure of the market. So this is what is happening. So at the same point of time, I may be long in a trade, somebody may be short, and we both may be correct. Only difference is, the person who is short, he knows where he's going and at what point of time, if the market has reversed, he has to exit. That is why it is very important to understand your exits. And if I'm long here, maybe at somewhere this point, if I'm saying I'm long here, I should be aware that, you know, this much the market can go against me and still my direction would be correct, right? So this is what it it is the meaning of fractal nature of the trends. And I would suggest, you think more about it, just to understand it deeply. Think more about it, and it will help you in designing your own trades, right? So I think this much is enough for this session, this small short video, and I hope this was of some value to you guys, and based on your feedback, I will try and approach other topics based on what understanding I have. Right? Again, I'm not saying that I'm an expert, but I'm just trying to share my experience with you. And my request to you would be like, just listen to me and you experience it yourself in the market, and that would be the best way to learn. I'm myself still learning, to be honest. And they say that trading education never ends, right? So just take my way of looking at the markets, and then you discover your own method. That would be the best way, right? So based on your feedback, if you guys come to me, or if you guys have any specific chart, maybe bank nifty hourly chart or nifty 5-minute chart, and then you want to understand that how I would mark the higher highs and higher lows, so you can share with me, right? And then we can discuss from and there on. I may not be able to reply immediately, but then I would surely reply, right? Do leave me a message, right? So if I get some good feedback, and if you guys are interested in the next video for this trends, I would like to cover how the trends end. There are three broad ways, and you can identify that this trend has ended, right? And how you can use this information about the trends in your trading. One I have already shared, this pullback. This is pullback, and then how you can differentiate between a pullback and a reversal, right? This one, I'm sorry for the handwriting. And then trend and trend accelerations. I had shown you one trend acceleration where trend changed, and why it is unhealthy, and trends in terms of price action, and trends inside a candlestick. How do you read candlesticks with trends? I would like to share those topics also. Again, depends on the feedback I get on this video. Otherwise, I will just simply leave it. Okay, so thank you. Please like, subscribe to our mbot channel here on YouTube, and share comments, positive, negative, both are welcome. If you want to criticize anything, you're most welcome. I am always ready for criticism. So also our mbot is on Telegram. It's a bot for all your market data, and we are still working on it, improving it based on the feedback. Please check out. And then there is an OI tracker channel where in the last video I'd explained what are the trackers. Both of those links would be in the video description, right? So thank you guys, thank you so much, and please share your feedback, negative, positive, or maybe if you want to discuss anything, please take this step and discuss with me. Thank you.